Okay, folks, Brian Blessing in Las Vegas, ATS.io. Wishing you and yours a happy holiday season. Merry Christmas. Don't forget Adam Burke and his podcast, which is spectacular for you all throughout the week. I join Adam on Tuesdays. Invite you to check that out. And we're going to talk about a big game in the NFC West. Who'd have thunk? You had Seattle and the Rams tied for first going into last weekend. Seattle survives against Washington, and the Rams stub their toe and lose to the winless Jets. Here's the good news for the Rams. They beat Seattle the first time around, so basically they win this game. They move back into first place. Ugly loss, but they still control their own destiny. The opening number was Seattle 2. Now we're seeing 3 posted after the results of Sunday's games. Total 46.5. The first game was November 15th, and the Rams won it 23-16. They did a great job against Russell Wilson in that game. He threw for 248 yards, had no touchdowns, threw two interceptions. One of them was a pick six. But don't forget, in that game, the injury bug had really bit Seattle. They did not have Chris Carson. They did not have Carlos Hyde, who had a long touchdown run against the Redskins. So the running game will be better for the Seahawks, which should open things up a little more for Wilson, because they were so one-dimensional in that game with Aaron Donald coming at you. And, of course, Jalen Ramsey on the outside. They were up against it. Now, Metcalf got nicked up a little bit in the win over the Redskins. That'll be a great pay-per-view event with Metcalf going against Jalen Ramsey. As for the Rams, this is what you get with Jared Goff. He can do a lot of great things, but then he can be really shaky at times, make some poor decisions. Again, I always watch McVay. The Rams burn timeouts for no reason, worse than anybody in the NFL, and it really hurt them against the Jets. But again, you've got Akers, and he got a little bit nicked up too in that game against the Jets. But, with Robert Woods and Kupp and Higbee, the weapons are there. So you look at this 46.5 total, and I think it's deflated. They do look back at the first matchup, but again, Seattle was one-dimensional in that game. And then they look at the Rams having a horrible outing against the Jets. But one thing the Rams do is bounce back or give you that Jekyll and Hyde thing. So I think the offenses are actually going to have their moments in this game. I think you're going to see enough points to get this over 46.5. You think, the division's on the line. I think when these two teams get together, they just can't help but play this way. And again, I'm not throwing out the first game, but the fact Seattle had no running game changed the whole tenor of the game. So I think it's a great matchup. The division's on the line, but I do think you're going to see Wilson and Goff slinging it all over the field. And I do think this is a high-scoring game. I'm Brian Blessing in Las Vegas. Glad to be with you right here at ATS.io.